Tales from the Backlog, May through August. Welcome to the channel, I'm the Game Burrow, and here is a collection of every title I rolled credits on since my last entry in the Tales from the Backlog series, 2025 edition. Kicking things off with what was my most anticipated game of the year, Doom: The Dark Ages. Now, Doom is hands down my favourite video game series of all time, and 2016 was my game of the generation for Gen 8, followed closely by Eternal. So my hype levels for this game were insane. I spared no expense, copped the statue and everything, and even have a dedicated video on the way. But all that being said, did I like it? Come on. I played this game to death. I've run it back 3 times now, gotten every achievement, and genuinely see myself enjoying this title for many years to come. It's Doom. The beauty for me is there's not much to it. You slaughter demons with a variety of awesome weapons and it feels great. This is the weightiest, meatiest, crunchiest Doom we've had yet, and the levels of aura farming they stuffed into this game are borderline disgusting. I do have a lot more to say about the general reaction and discourse surrounding this game, but as for my personal experience, I think I was doomed to love it. I really do miss this era of Star Wars media before Disney was force-feeding us Star Wars content like Happy Meals. A AAA Star Wars game like this felt like an event. This franchise's video games in general have a history for being way better than they have any right to. Like the title suggests, in this game you unleash the Force, and that's not an understatement. This is truly a power trip fantasy. I don't care if this stuff's not canon anymore. It's canon to me. Starkiller is ridiculously OP as an instrument for us, the player, to essentially just go on a Jedi killing spree across this diverse collection of galactic biomes. It's beautiful, and although the story isn't anything spectacular, it does serve its purpose, and I was invested enough throughout the pretty short campaign. I will say I did play this on my Steam Deck, and I had to unlock the frame rate to play at 60 frames per second, but this caused a minor glitch with my force levitate ability, which would, when idle, just slowly lift objects upward. Easily ignorable, but worth mentioning. All in all, I had a lot of fun with Force Unleashed, and I'll be playing the sequel in due time. This game exists within a great in-between for LEGO games in general. It still had remnants of that classic LEGO formula, but was also one of the early adopters of their innovation era, where they began experimenting with voice acting and the general structure of their previously repetitive gameplay loop. I don't really have a definitive stance on whether I prefer old LEGO games or new LEGO games. It all boils down to whatever I'm in the mood for, but upon playing this, I honestly just wanted a recap of my favourite film trilogy of all time. On a sheer enjoyment front, I had a blast venturing through Middle-earth here as a fan, and I was far more satisfied with this transition from film to LEGO than I was with Harry Potter or Pirates of the Caribbean. Whilst this is technically a replay because I did own and play this game as a child back on the PS3, I never actually got past the 2 towers, so this was my first time rolling credits on LEGO Lord of the Rings, and I really liked it. Returning to a galaxy far, far away, this one was a very spontaneous cop for me. A combination of the May 4th sales, the spectacular 2nd season of Andor, Episode 3's re-release at cinemas, and the huge wave of Battlefront 2 content that began flooding my timeline. This game was everywhere, and they got me. I honestly had an itch to pick this game up for years, but never took the plunge because there's always this fear when hopping into a multiplayer-centric game that released ages ago that the servers would be dry or the lobbies filled with hackers. But seeing everyone still playing this epic Battlefield-coded Star Wars simulator was all the confirmation I needed. I ended up sinking many hours into this game's multiplayer, playing both at home and on the go via my Steam Deck, where its performance was shockingly good, and the game does have a skill curve, but I never stopped finding the fun in these large-scale battles, even when I was on a 10+ death streak. It is genuinely gorgeous and awe-inspiring. Just reliving these iconic battles as a Star Wars fan would have been enough, but I did also roll credits on the game's campaign, and this was perfectly fine. I don't really have much bad to say about it because I wasn't really that invested story-wise, but it basically just felt like I was playing a PvE mode, and some of those hero levels in particular were a blast to play through. I hear the DLC's awful, so I'm looking forward to checking that out too. I'm far from an expert when it comes to fighting games, but a walking encyclopedia when it comes to DC superheroes. My want and need for a DC game that wasn't just a Batman title ultimately led to me picking up both Injustice games at long last. Off the bat, this is my preferred presentation when it comes to fighting games in general. Give me a grand, epic cinematic campaign with plenty of cutscenes and a story I can really get into. It might be despised today for its influence on hero media at large, but in isolation, I really love this original Injustice storyline. Gameplay's not Dragon Ball FighterZ level of fluid in combat feel, but does take a more calculated, methodical approach, which was still satisfying once a character clicked. I will say, although short in length, the novelty of seeing these DC legends duke it out with each other never wore on me. third entry in what has become my go-to tower defense game on PC. I absolutely fell in love with this series, and alas, I got that caveman itch to set up a flurry of unique traps and take on hordes of orcs, so I decided to sink my teeth into this, and it might be the best one yet. Some of the most creative maps, hands down my favorite collection of levels and enemy variety here, were all top draw. I haven't gotten into any of the DLC as of yet, but just the vanilla content here alone has kept me well fed, both base campaign and drastic steps. There's a feeling playing this game captures for me when I go back to a map I previously struggled with, holding a batch of new upgraded traps to help me exploit a choke point I couldn't fully utilize before, and just completely dominating wave after wave, making it look easy. Everyone's got that one game series that's just pure comfort food, and Orcs Must Die is yet to disappoint for me. Yet. Closing out this batch of yet another LEGO game, which is one more than I would typically play in such close proximity. But after watching the new Superman film, I just really wanted to play as the Man of Steel, and this was the best I could do besides Injustice. Replaying LEGO Batman 2 on my Steam Deck brought me a real surge of joy. Hands down my all-time favorite LEGO title. These levels all push my nostalgia buttons, and frankly, I'd rank this high amongst Batman games in general. It's safe, it's familiar, and it's fun. But gaming for me in general slowed down significantly these past few months. Thankfully, the Steam Deck did come in clutch, and I'm feeling very enthusiastic about the remainder of 2025 as a patient gamer. But that's everything I beat between May and August. Going into September, I've got a few bangers in rotation already. As always, this has been the Game Burrow. Thank you for watching.